Can somebody remind me how to booktube? Because I seem to have forgotten. Hello everyone, and welcome to a video. My name is Ian. This is Ian the Reader, the channel. Welcome. Yeah, so it's been a minute. Was not intentional, was also not unintentional. And what do I mean by that? I didn't intend to take a long break. I intended to give myself a break. And I got to a point where I just was really struggling to convince myself to make a video. So I don't know what it is. Can't tell you. I'm also in a reading slump, which sucks, but I'm pushing through. That's my motto for 2023. Hashtag push through it. I don't know if that's like optimism or pessimism, but it is what it is. I'm here today. I'm excited. I want to make a video. I want to talk to you guys about books. I want to read more. I want to be a part of this community again. Excited to be back. Excited to talk to you guys about books. I have a few videos planned for the next week or so, and I will make them because I have commitments. First thing you can expect is my TBR for the Battle of the Bands readathon hosted by Jake from the Bookish Drummer. I am one of the team leaders, captains, whatever we are for that. We're Team Queen and we're gonna win. So expect my TBR video on probably Friday or Saturday for that. But I'm gonna go ahead and leave a link down below to Jake's announcement video for the readathon. You should totally join. You should join Team Queen because we're gonna crush it. We're gonna make all of the points. We're gonna beat everybody. We're gonna be the best because we are Queen and we are royalty. So I'm very excited about that. But in addition to that, you can also expect on Saturday, I'm gonna be going live with Josh over at Red Fury Books for a wonderful time just chatting with him and Jordan and Mike. We're gonna have a good time. We've got the Malazan Book 2 read-along discussion coming up, and I thought what better way to get back in the swing of things than to do a book tag. It has been a very long time since I've done a book tag. I actually can't remember the last one that I did, so I'm very excited about doing this. I saw Fina from Fina Reads. She did the this or that tag, and I thought it was really fun, so I thought I would just go ahead and tag myself, and that's what we're doing today. Let's jump right in. I have my handy dandy laptop here. Question number one, and I have not really thought about my answers for these, so it's gonna be authentic. It's gonna be my genuine reaction responses to these questions. Very exciting, very exclusive. So question number one is paperback or hardback? So for me, I like to read paperbacks, but I like to own hardbacks, if that makes sense. So for example, I recently unhauled my paperback copy of The Pillars of the Earth, which I read because I bought a hardback copy of The Pillars of the Earth. So I like to own a hardback, especially if it's a book that I love, but clearly I also like paperbacks back here. So yeah, I like both. I'm not too picky, to be honest, but if it's a book that I love, I want a hardback of it on my shelf just to love and to adore and to show off. So yes. Question number two is Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings? Lord of the Rings, for sure. I love Harry Potter and I love Lord of the Rings. Both of them are amazing, but Lord of the Rings was foundational in my reading life. It is like the first real fantasy that I read, and I read it in like middle school, and I loved it so dearly, and it's something that a lot of my family members really love too, so it's just been very foundational in my growing up. I also love Harry Potter. I got to that kind of late in the game. I didn't start reading those until high school, I think. Which is definitely later than most people my age had been reading them. And I also like the Harry Potter books, and I love a lot of them. I'm not crazy about all of them though. Like Order of the Phoenix is a drag, too long, and the films I feel the same way about. Some of the films are kind of subpar. There's some really great ones as well. But Lord of the Rings, the original trilogy, not The Hobbit and the show, but the Lord of the Rings movies are like flawless, and the books are amazing. Lord of the Rings. Question number three is real books or ebooks? I'm gonna go real books. I like ebooks, and I definitely am always like reading an ebook, but I like to own real books. And I have this stupid thing in my head where I convince myself that I don't actually own a book unless I have the physical copy of it, even though I'll most likely read it on ebook or as an audiobook. And even if I already have the ebook or audiobook, I want a physical copy anyway. I'm not good at deciding this or that. I'm just gonna say both to everything, I guess. So there you have it. Question number four is buying books or borrowing? So in the past, I would say buying books, but I'm trying to be a lot better about that in 2023. And I'm actually doing pretty good. For example, I went on a trip to Dallas, and there are like a ton of great bookstores in the area in Dallas. And I went to 3 bookstores, and I bought a total of 1 book. That blows my mind that I had that level of self-control. So I'm trying to be better. I am being better. I'm not perfect. I still buy a lot of books, but I buy less than I used to, and I borrow more than I used to as well, so go me. Question number 5 is read in bed or read in a chair. So I read mostly in bed, and that is a mistake. Like, I am, especially like for the past like 4 or 5 months for some reason, I fall asleep reading all the freaking time. And if I would stop reading in bed and I would read in a chair, I bet I would actually get a lot more reading done, but I don't. So I read in bed, but I want to be a chair reader. Maybe I need a comfier chair. Maybe that's my problem, is that I just don't have a good reading chair. So a read-in bedder who is trying to be a read-in chairer. Yeah, that's how you talk. Question number 6 is book club or read alone. So both. I am a part of a book club with my family, and we have a quarterly read that is always really fun. And I love talking to them about what I'm reading and getting recommendations for them. So I would say book club. I do like reading a lot of books that I don't have to read out of obligation or commitment though, because if I have to read a book, like for a read along or something like that, it's like I get this mental block where it's like, you're a mood reader and you don't want to read this right now, even though I kind of do. So, but I'm going to go book club because I really enjoy reading books with people and talking about them. So yeah, book club. We're going to go book club. Question number 7 is library or bookstore. Now, which one would I rather visit? I'm going to say bookstore. I think with libraries, I like them, but there's less excitement, and on top of that, there's more restraint. Like when I walk into a library, I know people are studying, and I know people are doing whatever, so I just feel like I have to be more reserved. But in a bookstore, I'm just like brimming with excitement, having the time of my life, and with my local bookstore, like they all know my name, and I know all of their names. They know my kids' names because we come in like all the freaking time. It's like my home away from home, so yes, I'm gonna say bookstores. Question number 8 is fiction or nonfiction. Fiction. Every once in a while, I try to convince myself that I like nonfiction, and I think I do, like if it's the right nonfiction, but I just don't like get excited about it, if that makes sense. But I would like to read more nonfiction, but fiction is what does it for me. Next question, number 9, print or audio. Again, I am more of an audio person, but I want to be a print person. That's actually something that I'm trying to work on with my reading, is to listen to less audiobooks and to read more physical books. So let me explain my reasoning for that. So I've said on my channel multiple times, and for the past couple of years, I have not done like a number challenge for myself, like how many books do I want to read? And I thought that that was going to fix me. And by fix me, I mean I would be less focused on just getting through books, and I'd be more focused on enjoying reading. But that has not been the case, because I have noticed with myself that I have an addiction to the feeling of completing a book. Like that's where I get like my most enjoyment out of a book, is when I've finished it. I can be like, yeah, I read it. I finished a book today. Go me. And that's fine, but I want to get back to just reading where I am, like reading the page I'm on, reading the chapter I'm on, not being so focused with, okay, how many pages do I left? How many hours do I have left? When can I finish this book so I can get on to the next book? I want to slow down, and I want to enjoy what I'm reading in the moment rather than be focused on what I can get to next. So audio is what I have been doing, but going forward, I am going to try to listen to less audiobooks, because I find that audiobooks are just too enabling. Like I will get an audiobook and I'll listen to it at like 2.5 or sometimes even 3 speed, just so I can get through it. And I don't want to just get through it, I want to enjoy it. So I'm going to try to do just certain books or series on audiobook, like if I particularly like the narrator, or if I happen to already have the audiobook, or if it's a reread, then I'll do audio. But I'm trying to get back to physically reading more, which will slow down my reading because I'm not the fastest physical reader, but I don't care, because I really don't want to just read books to finish them. I want to read books to enjoy them. So long-winded answer, but that's my answer. Question number 10 is new books or old books. Old books. I can never convince myself, I say never, very rarely can I convince myself to buy new books. Like, I know that it's fine and it's worth the money most of the time, but I love a good deal. I do. Like, I'll buy clearance books all the time, no matter what they are practically. Like if it's $2, who cares? It's $2. I say that, I shouldn't be buying clearance books. But I can't convince myself to buy new books, to the point that sometimes I'll have gift cards, like at half price books, those will be gone in a minute. Like those will not last long. If it's a used bookstore gift card, will not last long. If it's a new bookstore gift card, I constantly am questioning whether or not that's the book that I want to spend that much money on. If it's like an indie author, it's different. I'll buy new, obviously, because, you know, I want to support indie authors. And oftentimes that's the only way to get their books. But 9 times out of 10, used. And I don't really care what they look like either. They can be a little beat up. I love to love on books. That's totally fine with me. They don't have to be pristine. So old books for the win. If you don't like old books, that's fine. You do you. Question number 11 is short chapters or long chapters. So for me, I always said short chapters, but then I read Malice by John Gwynne, and the shortness of the chapters and the intense amount of perspectives in the book just bothered me. So let's say mid-length. Typically short chapters though, let's be honest. And those are all the questions except to tag people. And to be honest, I've seen this tag floating around for a while, and I cannot for the life of me remember who all has done it, who all has been tagged. So if you're watching this video and you want to make it, do it. Do it. You have been tagged by yours truly. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'm glad to be back, glad to be making videos. Thank you for sticking around if you have. If you haven't stuck around, you're not here, so that's fine. You can come back though. You can totally come back. I will be seeing you guys in another video very soon. Like I said, please check in the description for Jake from the Bookstreamers announcement for the Battle of the Bands readathon, and expect my TBR video with other reading suggestions for the TBR for what you could read if you want to join our teams very, very soon. That'll be coming very soon. So looking forward to it. Thanks guys. See you later. Bye.